afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Life Sucks So What. My name is Thomas, and with me I have
Mustafa, co-host.
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 Yeah, my thick co-host.
Yeah.
Wait, we had this nickname going on, right? Like
Thick and thin.
thick and thin.
Through thick and thin.
Too thick and thin. Yeah, but unfortunately that was taken. It was taken.
It was
But
just tacky.
But hey, I think we just celebrated, or not celebrated, but it's just been COVID's like 1 year anniversary. Something
Has
like
it been?
that.
Well, no. Well, yeah. Here.
No,
Here,
like not
1
around
year.
the world. I think, what was it? The first case was like in like December or January, like back in China.
I think they found it like even November.
Oh,
or even who gives? Oh, fuck.
whatever.
But
Anyway,
it's been a year here.
It's been a year. It's been a year.
here.
How was the year? How was 2020 for you?
I can't complain.
Can't
Like, there's
complain.
people out there that like you went through some shit.
Mm.
I didn't.
Well,
I was-
there's
I
a lot of
was-
like job losses.
Yeah, job losses, everything. For me, like, people could take 2020 as a negative. I personally didn't.
Right.
Like, I'm like, if you went through some negativity through 2020 from work, through family, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Me personally, I didn't at all. I was chilling, man. Fucking, I didn't get laid off work. I was busier than I.
But it was because you were in logistics.
Yeah. Like, I'm in logistics and fuck as a courier, dude. Like, for me, the minute where everyone was locked down, it was like the volume we get during Christmas. It was like from Christmas to fucking to like to the all of 2020. It was
Right.
just
It was
fucking.
just like your Christmas volume.
It was mayhem, but fucking whatever. Fuck. I did my thing. I worked hard. I'm fortunate that I made a decent amount of money this year,
Right.
but fucking, I can't complain, man. Like, yeah, it was fucking good, man. Like, in that aspect, it was good.
Yeah.
But what about you? Did you work at all?
I did. Actually, I graduated in 2020.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't
On the
care.
back, whatever.
I don't give a fuck about school. So,
But it was like one of those.
did you learn to code in school?
Did I learn to code?
Yeah.
No, I did not learn to code.
Whatever. Okay, your loss. Go back.
No, but 2020 was an interesting year. Like I'd say, well, as you know, I split up with my partner or my ex, of like 4 years.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of started off the year. Well, it was more like tail end of like 2019,
Yeah.
but that happened. I'll have to count again, but definitely I think in 2020 alone, I've been to the doctors more time in that 1 year.
One doctor or multiple doctors?
Well, like
You said doctors.
doctor, like the clinic or
Yeah.
whatever. I've been to the clinic. I had to seek medical assistance more times in 2020.
You
than
got
I
COVID?
have. No, this is before no. This is before COVID.
But we're during COVID.
Oh,
It's 2020.
yeah. No, I didn't get COVID.
Okay,
But what I'm saying
okay.
is that in this 1 year, I probably went to the doctors way more than I have in my entire life.
Well, what did you go for? What the fuck?
Well,
Did you get something done? You didn't tell me?
yeah, I got a boob job.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It was a -A before. Now it's like a A+.
That's
No.
not a thing.
No,
You
but
gotta learn your boob sizes, bro. That's like, you're off. It's like,
so right into 2020, like we're talking about like New Year's. I finished my finals at the end of 2019,
uh-huh.
and then immediately,
Yeah.
I got sick. I didn't know what it was at first,
Yeah.
right? It was literally like, when I say immediately, I mean I just finished writing my final,
Yeah.
and then I sat down, had a beer, and then I got sick.
From the beer?
Just I don't know what it was from. I think it was just like my immune system finally was like, okay, you can relax now, so we don't have to fight anymore. So
Uh-huh.
let's just everything that you've been like cramped up, like let's release all that.
Yeah.
So immediately I got sick and went to the doctor. Turns out it was tonsillitis.
I don't know what that. Well, you told me about it on a previous episode, but I have fucking no recollection of what the fuck. Something about you had your period in your mouth or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially, like tonsillitis is just like an inflamed tonsil.
Uh-huh.
and like it looked like I had like fucking Godzilla's like testicles like in my throat.
Uh-huh.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Like to a point like I couldn't swallow my own like saliva.
Yeah.
I couldn't drink anything.
And how do you get this disease?
I have no idea how tonsillitis
Like you
is.
just have bad dental health, hygiene?
I actually have no idea. Like, I mean, apparently tonsillitis is pretty common. Like, some people remove their tonsils just because they get tonsillitis so often.
Oh, so
just
it's like your appendix that you can remove because it's
yeah.
okay.
It's I think don't like fact check me anything. It's either like a bacterial thing or a viral. I think I'm not sure which one it was. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
I remember like the doctors telling me about it. But anyways, I got tonsillitis, and then this was like a couple days before I was gonna head back home to Vancouver to see my parents, right? So fought that for like a week and a half. Finally went away, and then I went back to Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then 3 days into Vancouver, I got the flu. And I wasn't. And the thing is, I wasn't gonna be in Vancouver for long. I was gonna only be here for like a week. So then I was sick with the flu. It like kind of progressively hit harder and harder and harder. And it was the first time I was like, I'd never really taken a flu shot. I think I might have when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But it was the first time when I was like, okay, the flu can kill. Like, cause I was like, it's either you kill me or I'm gonna end my life. Cause like this shit sucks.
Or you're weak.
Or I'm weak.
You're weak.
It could be that too. Well, I mean,
Like I've had the flu. It's nothing crazy.
Well, to be fair,
but some
like,
people get it to an extent. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, well, keep in mind, like, I was on antibiotics because of my tonsillitis, and then I think because of that, and then all the traveling and the cold and all that kind of stuff, like, I probably caught something on the way or when
Did
I
you
was in
ever
Vancouver.
get tested for COVID to see if it was?
No, this is way before COVID even hit.
Oh, so this is like early 2020.
There's like
before we
like,
started
like,
getting
like end of December, like January.
Okay, good.
Right?
Okay.
So that was the good thing is because like I was sick, like people knew I was sick, but then they weren't avoiding me. They're just like, oh, you probably just have the flu, or you probably just have the cold, whatever the hell it is. And I'm like, dope. Yeah, let's still hang out. Let's still like none of my family were just like sitting next to me, like watching TV like it's nothing. Right?
Did you ever get the antibody test for it? Just to see if you ever had it?
No. I mean,
I'm curious now.
No, I'm actually curious too. But it's like there's like no way that like, you know, because that was the sketchy part, right? Like kind of getting tonsillitis and then getting the flu, and I just remember like, dude, it would have been a complete different experience if it was 2 months late. Like if it was like in March.
Oh, you would have been tripping then.
I would have been tripping, and everyone. And the thing is, I was renting back then, and I was really close to my landlords, and they would just like come and say hi and blah blah. Everyone would be tripping so hard because of how sick I got in such a rapid pace.
Dude, you probably had COVID 100%. Or you
if I did, I don't know how the hell I would have gotten it before even.
It clearly makes sense how you got it though.
How?
So someone deep throated the fuck out of you with their dick.
And when I was sleeping, yes.
When you were sleeping.
I wasn't aware of it.
No, you were awake.
I was. Oh yeah.
You were awake. You made
awake.
eye contact. It's only not straight if you liked it. You could do it for pleasure.
Yeah.
But the minute you like it, then there's something.
Hey, just because I like sucking dick doesn't mean I'm gay, right?
You know, dick sucking ain't cheating. If you get your dick sucked, it ain't cheating.
But since when was that a thing?
It's always been like you're backed up, right?
Yeah.
So if you get your dick sucked, it's to get it. So technically, it's not cheating. Because you didn't. A dick suck ain't cheating. That's what. That's the word on the street recently. That's recently. It's all over TikTok and everything. Dick suck ain't cheating, bro. My man James said it all over the place.
Your man James?
My man James,
Oh, okay.
the guy in the video. But fucking yeah, dick suck ain't cheating, bro.
All right.
But unless you do it.
Are you trying to tell me something that you need?
No. I don't. No. I don't want to project that at all.
I was like, all right.
Okay, so you're sick as fuck. You might have had COVID, and then
might have had.
I might have had, and then when wait. So from your rental, when did you move into this new place then? And then why the 13th floor? Like it's such a like there's like 42 floors in this building. I'm like, why 13?
It's my lucky number.
No, it's not.
No,
what's the unlucky number? Like in the Chinese culture, isn't there like
4?
4.
Because it directly like when you say it in Cantonese or Mandarin, it sounds like kill.
Okay, kill.
Yeah. So then when you live on the 4th floor and you say that in Cantonese or Mandarin, it sounds like you're living on kill floor
That's kind of cool though.
or dead floor, whatever.
That's kind of cool.
Whatever the hell it is.
It's kind of hype.
Or, like I mean, if you're superstitious, then it's like okay, stay away. But if you don't really care,
Wait.
it's like,
We should just rename this podcast.
to what?
Kill Floor.
What? Why? What's?
Because we're on the 13th floor. We're not really going anywhere. So like, it seems like we're always taping here anyways. Just call it Kill Floor. Fuck it. Why not, right?
I mean, what? Okay, but I think the number 13 is like an American like North American or European like superstitious number.
That I don't know. Like, I don't know, like...
Because like Friday the 13th, because it started with Friday the 13th, I believe. Don't quote me on this.
No, it might be something old, like the 13th, like... But every single culture and religion has like a different...
What's the one for your culture?
I have no clue.
Yeah, okay.
I don't even...
Maybe it's not even one.
I don't even think it is. I just think it's just a society norm here, maybe then. Because I don't... But I just know, fuck, you're on Kill Floor.
I'm on Kill
You got
Floor.
this place. You got sick.
Yeah.
Kill Floor.
Yeah.
And then what?
And then
Like, what 2020 made it so great?
I think,
for you?
First of all, like 2020 was, I would say was one of the first years when I finally realized like the kind of like bad behaviors, not bad behaviors, but the habits I had in the past of kind of like, so I have this like, you probably experienced a little bit of it, but like I'm in some ways I can be like a workaholic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was so like focused on working on a specific project or for school or for work, or like working towards the future. So you can also call that as like I was kind of
Determined.
Like I was so future focused that I'd like neglected like everything that was happening at the present moment. I didn't know how to enjoy kind of like living in the present moment. So like kind of being split up with
Your ex.
with my ex, and just like a lot just kind of like came like crashing in, because I tried to stick to my old habits where it's like, you know what, just hustle, just work your ass in school, work your ass at your job, and just, you know, things will get better, right? And I mean,
there's nowhere else I could, like, bro, your life sounds so depressing. Like, I don't even, like, I'm like, okay, breakup, sick, this, that, whatever.
Yeah.
And then moving into Kill Floor, you're like, you're out here. Like, there's nowhere else you can go.
No.
Up, or, like, you die, but you're clearly still here.
Yeah,
so
I'm
I guess you're going to die.
Well, it's also like, so what I was saying before was that it gave me, like, 2020 was, because of everyone was stuck at home, it gave me an opportunity to like really seek the help that I needed, right?
Yeah.
Because for the first time I went to therapy, and that lasted for like all of like 2020.
How was therapy?
Therapy was, honestly, before I went, there was a stigma against therapy. Right? It was almost like you only go if you're sick, like mentally sick.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
But what I got out of it was, what therapy has helped me do is slowly re-engineer, like restructure the values that I've lived with for a long time that no longer matter. Like that no longer is beneficial to me. There were certain values that I grew up with that were influenced by
Like what?
my
Like what's the
surrounding.
value?
So say, for example, I've always valued, like, you have to give, like, you like people pleasing, and you have to give 110% to everyone and everything you do.
Oh,
Right.
so you're a people giver and you never pleased yourself.
Exactly.
That's why you went to therapy.
Well, it's not exactly why I went to therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, but like those are some, like that's an example of a value that like that was stuck in my head, like ingrained in me, right, through kind of nature and nurture.
And do you think therapy helped you, or you still have that stigma that you're still working on?
It has definitely helped me kind of like push me in the right trajectory to change.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, one of the things is that like as we grow up, we get exposed to so many different things. We see so many fucked up things. We see so many, like we find so many different role models.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know, that's a good thing. I should put in here. Like that's I want that piece of information.
Yeah.
I'm gonna behave that way or act this way.
Yeah.
But as you're collecting those pieces of information and putting it into your arsenal of behaviors, they're not always the right like things to collect.
Well, wait, but the thing is, why are you picking them instead of generating them in yourself though? Because be you instead of being what? Fuck.
Bless you.
Why
Jesus.
why aren't you generating those things instead of just picking and choose? Oh, like that's a good characteristic, or that's something good that I should take. Like why? Like is that what how like you've always been? Where you're like you like is that why? Like I'm kind of confused.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like it seems like to me like you.
So I guess the missing part of the story. Bless you. Jesus. All right.
Holy shit! It came out of nowhere.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
No. Okay. So I guess the missing part of the story was that like I have dealt with or suffered with self-identity issues like
Yeah.
kind of growing up, and to keep everything just brief, as in like why is purely because I was adopted.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of had knowledge about it at a very young age, and no one really kind of answered like my questions.
Yeah.
Like it was always left unanswered or just
Yeah.
kind of like pushed away, ignored. So because I didn't really know who to attach my identity to,
You didn't know where you fit in.
I didn't know where I fit in. So it was
Okay.
just whatever I saw as a good trait. Like role models existed everywhere around me,
Yeah.
right? Like I picked up a role model, like I picked up traits off you, picked up traits of like everyone that has to kind of like come into my life.
Yeah.
And that's how it shaped me. But what I realized was that it wasn't me.
Of course.
Like
Yeah,
it's
that's-
not
and
me.
That was your
It's
downfall.
an amalgamation of everything that I thought was good or everything that I thought was bad.
Yeah.
But it was never me.
Yeah.
So a lot of that was kind of like I finally saw a lot of that kind of unravel and it kind of gave me an explanation of like why certain things went certain ways in my life.
Yeah.
Is because I didn't act on my intentions of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I was acting because, hey, I saw that guy do that, or I saw my uncle do that, or I saw my dad do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they're doing it and they're adults, then
I could do it too.
I could do it too.
But it might not be healthy or might not be you.
Exactly. So, it was a lot of like self-discovery, a lot of really working out all those kinks that I've developed over the years, and it's still a continual process. Like, here's the thing: is that like I said, as we walk through life, as we proceed through life, there will be certain things that we bottle up,
Yeah.
and we never let go,
Yeah.
or we never release, and that and to
that
give you a
pressure.
perspective,
Yeah.
it was my whole life was me bottling everything up.
Yeah.
Because no one wanted to answer my question. So at some point I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll just stop asking questions. I'll just try to make up scenarios in my head that would answer
fit your narrative.
That would fit my narrative,
Yeah.
right? So it was a tough journey. Like, 'cause
Yeah, I can see it being. Well, you know what's cool about therapy though, where who really changed my mind about therapy is this is just recently too. Mia Khalifa,
Mia Khalifa,
the ex. She doesn't like to be the
yeah,
ex-adult actress,
the
right?
ex-adult actress.
She,
She's like a streamer now, no?
I'm not too sure, but what it was, she was on Call Her Daddy. If you guys listen to that podcast,
Right.
she was saying how whatever she was going through such a fucked up time and whatever, and it's like it's interesting the aspect she put it in, and especially coming from her because she was quite intelligent.
Right.
Was the fact of like, okay, you go to the gym to work on your body, you feed yourself to make yourself healthier and better.
100%.
But what do you do for your mind?
Yes.
You don't exercise it.
Yes.
So she's been going to therapy for like the last. It's not like she needs to go,
Yeah.
but she does it to exercise her
Exactly.
mental health. And I was
Exactly.
like, she's been going for like the last 3 to 5 years, and her husband she's with now, and even he goes to therapy. Even though like you may look at someone, you're like, oh, why are you going to therapy? You don't need it. You're good.
Yeah.
It's the fact of like, it was interesting. It made me think. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you don't have to just like.
You don't have to. No.
Like it's like there's no really method of like really exercising your brain and disinfecting it,
Yep.
and seeing how to exercise it, how to make it better, and this that.
Yeah.
And I found that so interesting. But then at the same time, coming from like that first generation mentality, I'm like, yo, fuck therapy. Like,
No.
I'm like, I personally, I'm like, if I need help, I'll go to my friends, I'll go to my family.
Yeah.
which is fucking hilarious. Because I'm like, they're fucking. Some of them are straight dirtbags, but whatever.
Yeah,
Fucking dirtbag advice helps, but yeah, but no therapy. So are you still going right now, or did you stop now?
No, I stopped. I stopped like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But exactly what you're saying is that like we don't really get to exercise our minds. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you can go read a book or
Play
go
Sudoku.
play like mind games or do IQ tests
Yeah.
and such and such. But the thing is like having gone through therapy, what that like if I could kind of give you a narrative, like the simplest like description of what it has helped me do, it's as simple as so when you're hungry, what does your body tell your brain?
Oh, you said this before.
Yeah.
Fuck. Eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
eat, right?
Yeah.
So then what if I told you that when you feel a certain emotion,
Yeah.
it's also your body and your brain telling you that there's an unmet need?
That's a mind fuck. I never thought about it like that, but I'm like, if I feel something, give me a feeling though. Give me a feeling. Give me an example.
Come up with,
Keep myself occupied. Do something.
yeah, do something, go hang out with a friend,
Yeah. Pretty much.
and whatever, right?
Play League.
Yeah. So then what I would do when I would feel certain emotions is, well, I'll sit there, I'll be like, okay, I'm feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
What is my body trying to tell me? What is my brain trying to tell me? What is my body trying to tell my brain? And what is my brain trying to tell me? Okay. Yeah. If it's say I'm feeling lonely, okay. So if I feel lonely, what are some solutions that I can take to amend those feelings? Right. And so I would go and try hang out with friends.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, and I still feel like lonely, I still feel like something is off, I try a different solution, and then I'll try again. And then if it turns out that the solutions I have in mind doesn't work, what I've discovered is that there's actually like a deeper level of something else that is triggering that feeling.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So
And what is that deep?
it's almost like a root.
Yeah.
If you think about you, your human brain,
Yeah.
it's almost like a root. Like
Okay,
a
okay,
tree,
yeah.
like how the tree roots like just go
deep.
deep and just
Yeah.
go kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
So if at the surface level you feel a certain thing, you can almost trace it back down to all the different nodes, all the different roots and stems that it touches.
Yeah.
Down to the very root problem.
So what was the root problem of you being alone?
The root problem of me being alone was that, well,
Fuck deep, right?
This is about to get like fucking deep.
Yeah.
But my story of early childhood was that I lost both my parents.
Yeah.
Due to a robbery and kind of murder. And from that kind of young, and while that happened, I survived, but I actually wasn't found until 3 years later.
3 years
Sorry,
later.
so 3 days later.
Yeah, I was like, wait, hold on. I remember it being 3 days, bro.
Yeah, 3
years.
3 days. 3 days later.
Okay.
So just imagine like a 6-month-old baby.
Yeah.
Having lost, like having screaming for help.
Yeah.
Right, and then receiving none. Right. So there was already that abandonment.
Yeah.
That sense of abandonment, like fearing of like just the fear of abandonment.
Yeah.
That was my fear. That has led to a lot of my insecurities and a lot of my how I behave and how I act.
But why did you have that feeling of abandonment though? Like, because technically they weren't abandoned; they were taken away from you, right?
Yeah, but so the way that I kind of like understood it was like, I mean, there could be a different word or a different phrase that explains it better.
Yeah.
But the way that it made sense to me was that, well, one, I was just a child.
Yeah.
I was a helpless child.
Yeah.
Right. A little fucking
Infant.
I was
You
an
were a
infant.
fucking
I was a
infant,
wee.
yeah.
I was a wee boy.
Yeah.
And what do babies do when they need attention? When they need love?
Oh, nothing, dude. In the animal kingdom, we're
In the animal kingdom.
well, if you think about like, dude.
No. But what do human babies do?
Nothing. Fuck all. They can't do anything. Pee, piss, cry. That's
Yeah,
it.
they cry.
Yeah.
They scream. They make noise and basically attract help. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing for like 2 days straight.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 days straight until I was found. And to even add on to that, right? My early childhood, before I came to Canada when I was 6.
Yeah.
But I was essentially tossed around between different family members because my family right now, they had to kind of come here and get things settled. And I have two brothers, so they had to obviously bring the immediate family over. And so I was sent to boarding school, and every weekend I would see different sets of like uncles or aunts.
Oh, so
because I was kind of like just so
always like
I was always just kind of like shuffled around. Really did not understand why or who or
what's going on, what's happening, who are my people,
exactly
actual my people,
exactly.
Okay.
And over time, because of that fear of abandonment, I will cling on to anything and everything that I can get.
Yeah.
Right, because I've always been just okay. Like, you're my people. Yeah. Oh, only for these couple of days. Well, let me grab onto it as much as I can, as hard as I
make
can.
the most out of this opportunity.
And exactly, or pull you closer to me, so you're not just a temporary thing.
Yeah.
And that's evolved in my. I mean, and that's kind of taken, like my relationships. I've kind of been impacted in that way, as well as my friendships, my connection with my family, and yeah, like that's it. Sorry, that was just kind of like a tangent, but
that was deep. But fuck, whatever, bro. Bro, for the listeners, man. Fuck.
Yeah, but that's kind of like, and I'm happy to kind of go and really dissect that whole kind of like discovery part with you, like on a separate episode, or we can do it whenever you're comfortable. But yeah, I in some ways through therapy feel a lot more free and empowered, because I'm able to understand and track down certain emotions and then feel their needs, right? Say for example, like feeling of guilt, right? It's something that really everyone goes through, and there is really no, like at least I haven't found it, but there's really no nothing you can really do to get rid of that feeling of guilt.
Well, it's there, or you forget about it.
Yeah, it's there. You forget about it, right?
Just pass it on.
And what I've come to do with certain emotions that like I can't find some way to fulfill that need is I just sit with it. I take that moment to sit with my emotions and really acknowledge them and be like, okay, Thomas, what do you want to say?
What are you gonna do about it?
What do you want to say? Like, is there something that you want to say? Is there something that you want to communicate and tell me so that the physical me can get you what you want? Yeah. And then having, like, I mean, I sound like a psycho when I say this, but like
American Psycho, that shit was a good movie.
Like after having those like internal like conversations with myself, it just automatically alleviates that feeling. Yeah. Because I spent that time to acknowledge it and to be present with that feeling. Yeah. And that's really like ultimately that is like what therapy has also helped me improve on, is when you feel a certain way or when you want to act in a certain way, just sit and think. It's almost like trying to slow you down. Because the thing is, you know me, I think and I work in a very like quick pace. Yeah. So being able to manually slow down my brain before I act on something or before I do certain things has been super beneficial for me. Yeah. Right. And
there's a benefit, but there's a con to it as well.
Exactly.
Clearly you keep forgetting about your con of it, where it brought you to where you were at that low point where you're like, fuck, I need to be able to turn that off because I can't go 110% all the time and people give and this, that. Yeah. And fuck it. Well, so now you have control of that switch, that knob, basically, where you
more than before, for sure. Like I said, I used to bottle everything up. I used to I used to feel angry, and I just be like, or I used to feel sad, and then that whole good old tradition of like, boys don't cry, suck it up and keep going, right? Like, what are you doing? And the like I'm not afraid to admit this, but like from when I found out about my parent, like what happened to my parent, like my true identity. Which would have been like, wow, almost like 6-7 years now. Oh no, not that long. It was when I was like 18.
Oh wow, so it's still kind of fresh.
Yeah, but that's when
Why they take so long?
because essentially my parents right now, they had always had the plan of telling me when I was either married
Uh-huh.
or when I was in a very serious relationship. So then they know that I can have someone close to me to kind of monitor me and
Bear
take
the
care of
news
me.
with
Yeah,
and yeah.
exactly. And but then I fucked up as a child. I was was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you know what, screw you. Like, you need to know this now. So, and then this was a gamble on their end.
Yeah.
I remember this. I remember having this conversation with them. I was like, why now? Or like, but it all clicked. But essentially, they're like, you know what? Like, this news is either gonna make or break you. Period.
That's fucking intense.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you fuck up, kid. Here, come here. Let me give you some more bad news.
Exactly.
And tell me what you do with it, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah. So
That's intense, man.
So they told me, I actually flew back to China. That's where the news was being broke.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't just like, hey, come outside with me and let's have a chat.
Yeah.
Like, I flew all the way back to China just to kind of have the whole story like finally unravel to me.
Mm.
And I'd say I was like this close to breaking.
Yeah.
I was this close just to be like, what the fuck's the purpose
Yeah.
of me being alive? You know what I mean?
So
like,
what did you hold on to then to keep going? Because I don't even know what to say, man. I'm so quiet this episode. I'm like, holy shit! It's like a narrative.
and I don't mean to like drop this like on you in any way, but what really at that moment, I'd say what really like I was holding on to and say, you know what, you got to keep going, is that I put in this way. So I was with my parents when they got murdered.
Yeah.
I survived.
Yeah.
I wasn't found until 3 days afterwards.
Not 3 years. Yeah.
Not 3 years. I would have died a long time
Yeah.
ago.
I'm like, what the fuck?
No, but I wasn't found like three days until afterwards,
Yeah.
and I survived.
Yeah.
And I mean, the story behind that was I was actually rushed straight to like immediate care.
Yeah.
And like spent like I think almost like a couple of weeks to a month in the hospital trying to like just get my body back in place.
Yeah.
And also, interesting fact, I had nothing to eat the night it happened. I had like a bowl of soup apparently.
Okay.
As a 6 months old kid, like
Yeah,
I mean, I guess at that age, kids just
probably formula. You had formula. Probably. Yeah.
or whatever. Well, this was in like '97. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows if you trust like
I don't know.
Chinese dairy, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then
And I remember, like, I was at my uncle's place, and he only lived a couple houses down from where the accident happened. And I remember I could see my old house where my parents used to live.
Yeah.
And I just told myself that could have been my grave.
Yeah.
But you're here now. You're looking at it.
So what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, so I was like, do you want to continue to fuck up your life like you were doing before you knew about this news?
Yeah.
Or you're going to pick up your shit and, do a full 180, right? But here's the thing, that I should have went to therapy like at that moment. You know what I mean?
Like it's such a deep moment, but I'm like, yeah, you fucked up. I would have gone. Yeah. Oh no, let's go in 2020, the year of Corona.
But that's exactly what we were talking about previously about immigrant parents, right?
Yeah.
They didn't believe in therapy.
Yeah.
Like my mom right now, she told me that like she went to see a lawyer about what she should do about this news.
Interesting. Why a lawyer?
Like I don't understand either. I was like I don't know. I was like, you know what? I'm glad you told me.
Yeah.
Like it definitely made my life go 180.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like even though my life went 180 and I changed everything and I went from like I don't want to go to college, I don't have the grades to go to college, to actually getting into college and now graduating.
Yeah.
But I would say that 180, it wasn't the right path. It wasn't the right trajectory. I didn't have the right help to really process that information.
Well, clearly that shows you did a 180, and then throughout this year, now you've completed the rest of that circle.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm slowly coming to terms with what has happened, and like I told myself like over and over again, oh yeah, you know what, like sometimes I joke with my friends, like I'm like, it's whatever, it's been like 20 something years, like you know, I don't know them, you know, yeah, it sucks, I'll never be able to meet them, they'll never be the ones who walk me, you know, be there for my wedding or my first kid, whatever the hell it is. But I still love my parents right now. You know, they were the ones who took care of me, and they were the ones that were with me and took me in from day one.
Yeah.
Right. But you know, the thing is, what I'm trying to like illustrate here is that like, even though that one traumatic experience like kind of took me through 180, what therapy has kind of got me through and kind of really being self-reflective has gotten me through is that like you might be going on a path that's better than what you were walking before, but that might not necessarily be the healthiest path for you.
Yeah, it might not be the path of righteousness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I did go from being a piece of shit to where I am today.
Yeah.
But along that way, I was still a piece of shit, but just in a different way, in
Yeah.
a better way than I was previously as a piece of shit.
Yeah, like you were. Yeah, like you've. Yeah, I would. It's pretty much exactly what you did. You were a piece of shit. You tried improving on yourself.
Yeah.
In a way that you picked and choose, thinking, okay, now I'm gonna have the mind state of like what I need to do to get myself forward because I fucked up. But then it just wasn't the healthy way. And then 2020 made you realize that, see that, and then got you to where you are.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's all this like quiet time and like seeking help. And I'm always an advocate of like, if you don't know something, ask.
Yeah.
You know, like people will give you that time, like whether if it costs you money or whether it costs like your friend a couple of hours. If you don't tell someone that you're not okay, they will go ahead and assume that everything's okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because no one wants to kind of intrude into your life, as in like, hey, look, there's a little.
Yeah, no one wants to nitpick.
Yeah,
and
like hey,
yo, bro, you're doing this.
You took
wrong.
3 steps instead of 4. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, like no one's gonna do that. So if you not actively, but if you know you need the help, you know, go ahead and get that help.
Yeah.
You know, take small steps, because I mean, I'd say that like I knew I needed therapy from the moment that I heard that news was broken to me.
Yeah.
But I did not, because of my immigrant parents, they didn't really they're like therapy, counseling.
What a lawyer. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like,
what the fuck is that?
We're gonna go talk to the law.
Yeah. Like the law will put you on the righteous path and make you great. Yeah,
exactly.
get the fuck out of here. Holy shit.
But anyways, it was I still like kind of slowly kind of reached out to more friends like for help and such. But the thing is, that's the thing. Like you were mentioning before, it's like, you know, you would go to your friends or your family. It's all great, right? But the thing is, a lot of times, even me, I fall into that trap of like just giving the wrong advice or saying the wrong things. And then really what I've noticed what a therapist does or a counselor does is that they're there to listen to you. Obviously, they have the knowledge to kind of like understand your scenario and such. Yeah. But what they're actually trying to get you to do is for you to take that journey yourself. It's almost like guided meditation.
Okay, I get that.
They're just trying to guide you to walk down those narrow paths, those dark alleys.
But you take the steps and you
take the steps.
They're just there being like, hey, bro, so the road's here.
Yeah.
They're the compass, basically. But you're the one that needs to be able to read the compass and navigate it, right?
Exactly. And I don't know if you've ever done like meditation. Have you meditated?
Fuck no, I can't. Okay. Dude, I can't even fold my fuck like, dude. Like, fuck, this is really, I'm going to throw this in real quick because it's so, like, dude, fucking, so when we're praying, right? Yeah. I have to fold my legs, right? Like crisscross applesauce, right? Like, dude, so when I do that, I start losing like blood flow in my legs,
Not
right?
bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. Like, fucking, I can't, like, so we're, like, imagine this. So we're praying, right? It was like, we're at the mosque or whatever. And then, fuck, I'm trying to get up and like, I can feel my toes. Like, I can't wiggle them. And everyone's standing up, right? And I'm trying to get up and then I just fall. I fall over and I'm like, oh fuck.
And your legs go to sleep?
Yeah, my legs are asleep. I can't get up because I was crisscross applesauce. I was like, oh fuck. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then everyone's like, he's possessed. I'm like, no, he's not possessed. I just can't feel my legs. I'm fat. Like, fuck, I can't fold my legs, bro. Like, what do you want me to do? But yeah, fuck, I can't do that. I can't.
Oh,
That's
that's
fuck.
brutal.
But no, meditation, like, I can't. Like, for me, I never saw the benefit.
Why do you think you can't though?
Because of the fact, like, with me, opposite to you, I was a piece of shit and continued a piece of shit. I never changed,
Okay.
right? But like, I'm a genuine piece of shit. I'm gonna tell you how
yeah.
it is, right? So like with me, fuck, after high school, piece of shit. Got a job, piece of shit. Fucking, I'm getting married. I'm still a piece of shit. Like I never changed,
Yeah.
but like I never thought to change it. Like I'm like now, like okay, like now real, like not even now, like even throughout 2020, I was just like, I was like, okay, yo, all this shit's going on, whatever. I'm still working. I'm fortunate, whatever, right? And I'm like, and at the same time, I had just gotten our place in Tawasin that we bought, and then my parents had retired in July, and they left. And then I remember just like, fuck, it was such a weird feeling, like not an abandonment feeling like you had, like it was more like when they were gone, like I could still call them. It's not like the fucking, it's not like they died, right? Like, sorry.
It's okay.
But it's not like
It's
they
okay.
died. But like it was just like I'm like I guess you know what hit me the most? Like my mom, I don't give a fuck. Like peace, bro. Like you can bounce, right? You yell and cry all the time. I can't deal with that shit no more. I'm a piece of shit. I told you.
It's because she never bought you that Nintendo.
She's fucking something else. Okay, my dad, my best friend. Honestly, my best friend. What really surprised me was I have two siblings. I have a brother who goes to UBC, frat house, Fiji, and then yeah, just throw some pops in there. Yeah. And then my sister, she's like, what is so I'm what fucking I'm 24. She's born 2009. She's like 12 years younger than me. She's like pretty young.
Yeah, you do have a younger sister.
Yeah, I have a younger sister. Yeah. And then it was just the fact. What fucked me up the most was so at her place when I'm cleaning out her room, like because I'm gonna make it my office place. That's where I'm gonna play League. I'm like I already had a plan, right? I'm like yo fuck your shit. And then I'm moving it, and it just something hit me.
So wait, your sister went.
Yeah, my sister went with them too, right? And I'm just like something hit me where I'm like, fuck, like they're gone. Yeah. And then I'm like, I didn't get this alone feeling, but I needed this time. I'm like, I didn't go to work the next day. My brother stayed with us too. I'm like, let's just all chill. And then I realized it's gonna be okay. Yeah. For me, that's my meditation time. Yeah. I'm like, I don't need to do anything. I don't need to seek help. I'm like, if I need help, I'll ask. Yeah. I'm not like that much of a piece of shit to myself. Like it's
you still care and love yourself.
Yeah, I still care, love myself. Like even though I may not feed myself like the best foods, I'm like, you know what? Like, take your time, figure out what you're gonna do. It's not like I changed anything or sought help. I'm like, you know what? You
just gave yourself time.
Yeah, I gave my time. I loved myself. I did my thing, whatever. Yeah. And by loving myself, I meant viciously jerking off. And like once I figured,
that's one way to love yourself.
Yeah. Once I figured all that out and I ran out of lube and Vaseline, it was just like, you know what? I got this. Like I don't, like it was a weird feeling. I've never felt that before. Like let's say even like after a breakup or whatever, like when someone's like, oh fuck, like I don't know what to do without that person. Yeah. For me, it was like, what am I gonna do without that person? But they're still there. Like it was a weird. I don't know how. Like for you, it was like they're gone. They're gone. It's right. With me, it was like they're gone physically, but then even talking to them on the phone is such a different thing than. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I miss them. I love them. My dad and my sister, mom, but I don't know. It's. I get what you mean. Like that feeling of abandonment. It's just. It's so weird to like explain it to someone what it feels like. It's just like. It's this weird gut feeling. I'm like, I'm like,
and it's unique. Like here's the thing, it's unique to
every individual. Yeah.
And the thing is, what you did there of like taking that day off and furiously masturbating, that is similar to what I do when I feel a certain emotion that I'm confused about. That I don't know what to do. Right? Yeah. Go ahead.
Viciously masturbate or take time to yourself. I was like, wait, you do it too?
Both. No. Just taking that time and being like, okay, like, wow, this is like, just let reality catch up. Yeah. You know, because our brains move at such a fast pace sometimes. Like we're always like trying to process everything and try to capture everything. But really like as much as you take in, you can only process so
So
much
much,
at a certain time, right? And letting your left brain catch up, or sorry, I forgot which brain it was, left brain or right brain, but letting the slower brain catch up to real time, and slowing down the faster brain to meet, it's the most satisfying feeling ever.
No,
you know,
it is.
and the thing is, so I'll give you like a very like wholesome, pure example of when I first felt peace after months and months of just being like depressed and sad about 2020. So this is like in the summer, when kind of people were finally leaving their houses and meeting up with friends.
Yeah.
And for like weeks on end, I've been feeling just overworked, tired. I was missing time with myself.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I kind of like narrowed it down to. I'm missing that, like, really just being connected with myself. Like really understanding what I want.
Yeah.
And giving myself what I want.
Uh-huh.
So I was at my friend's place. We're having a barbecue, and it was like 10 o'clock, and then he was like, "Yo, you guys want to roast some marshmallows?" I'm like, yeah, I'm down. So then it was just me, holding a stick, the marshmallow on it, right? And he didn't have a proper fire. It was just like a bin.
Yeah, just
it was a bin with like wooden logs on it.
Yeah,
and I was like, sick, dope. So I just sat there. No, I stood there with my marshmallow, just slowly roasting it. And for that like 30 seconds to a minute of that marshmallow cooking, I was in like pure bliss. Like I was so peaceful. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what it was, but I was like smiling myself. Like just no one was talking to me. Keep in mind,
just the slightest moments can change everything.
Just the slightest moments. And the thing is, and this is when, this is, I would say like around like halfway into therapy. Yeah. And really, like I was like obviously like kind of just confused and like, oh man, is this stuff actually gonna help me? Is it stuff actually gonna work? And then being able to put those things into practice slowly, and then just that one moment, like everything clicked. I was like, this feeling is the exact feeling that I want to carry out throughout the rest of my life. I don't want to be dwelling too much about what happened in the past. Yeah. I don't want to think too much and be scared about what's going to happen in the future. I want to be able to enjoy this present, well, not just that present moment, but I want to be able to enjoy every single present moment that I am in. Yeah. Right? And it was all because of a fucking marshmallow on a fucking stick at a ratchet ass fucking campfire.
Yeah. And that pretty much explains our podcast as well, and that's what we want to share with you guys.
100%.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Take care.
Peace.
Peace.